The 18th of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. We're on Kuf Yud, Amid Aleph. We're still in the Mishnah over here. about the case of Nosan HaKesef. The second Nosan HaKesef, he gave the Kesef to the first Mishmeres, whose name is Yehoyariv, and he gave the Usham to bring the Usham to the second Mishmeres after that, Hidayah. So that's where we're holding over here. Everybody have the place. Oh, here comes Alan. Okay, so let's go. Let's read from over there. Lou, you want to read?
I'm just opening up the Sefer.
Okay, we're on Kuf Yud Amid Aleph on the Mishnah. So it should be the Mishnah's in the middle of the page. We're towards the end of the Mishnah, which is a few lines from the
all right, so
last, narrow lines.
So I start from the Mishnah or the middle of it?
Start from the middle of the Mishnah. The case of Nosan HaKesef LeYehoyariv. First Mishmeres.
Nosan HaKesef LeYehoyariv VeAsham LeDaya. If the robber gave money to the Mishmar of Yehoyariv and the Asham offering to the Mishmar of Yedaya, he has discharged his obligation. He has Asham Yedaya LeHayariv the Kesef Lidaya. If, however, he gave the Asham offering to Yehoyariv and the money to Yedaya, the law is as follows: Im Kayem Ha'asham, if the Asham is still extant, it still exists. That is, the members of Yehoyariv didn't offer it yet. Yakrivuhu B'nai Yedaya, the members of the Yedaya shall offer it. But if not, the members of Yehoyariv offered it during their week. V'hazir v'yavi asham achar. If the robber must repeat and bring another asher offering. Shehamavir gazalu ad shelo havi ashama yotzo. For one who brings his robbery to the temple and makes a restitution, before bringing his ashen offering has discharged his obligation. Havi ashama ad shelo havi gazela lo yotzo. But one who brings his ashen offering before bringing his robbery is not discharged his obligation. Nosan is Keren below Nosan is Chomesh. If the robber gave the Kohanim the principal amount that he robbed, but did not give them the 1/5 surcharge, Ein Chomesh Ma'akov, the 1/5 surcharge does not hold back his atonement.
So he'll be able to bring the korban now. It allows him to bring the korban. Okay, let's take a look at the Rashis that we have here so far. I think the first one will be Dibur Maskil Nosan. In my Gemora, it's about 2 lines. It's the last 2 narrow lines of the Gemora. Go over to the Rashi, and this you'll find the Dibur Maskil Nosan.
I'm going to study. Which one you want to start on?
Dibur Maskil Nosan.
But he started before that. He started with the other Mishmeret L'Yicharayav before that, didn't he? The Mishmeret L'Yicharayav or not?
Okay, want to do that?
Okay, that's the Mishmar, the watch of Yicharayav, that is one of the 24 watches. L'Kol Mishmaret, L'Kol Yediyah, Shmarot, and all the watches, V'shel Yediyah Achrov, and Yediyah comes after that. Rishona. Oh, I left out the word Rishona. He's the first. That Yechariyav is the first of all the watches, and Yediyah is the one that comes after that. And then Natan, and what Natan is a Gazlan, the robber at the Kesef, the money. He gives the money Licharav, the Yecharav, the first watch, B'mashmarto in his watch. But Achachach, and afterwards, the Tan Asham, he gives the Ashan to Liadia, to the second watch, B'mishparto in his watch. If he does it in that correct order, that's the correct order. He's Yatzah. He's done it properly. He's discharged the obligation. Kidim Faresh, like we've explained, Va'azio, and we go, Shehemevi Gezilo, that he brings his theft. Ad Shalo Havi Karban, until he doesn't bring the Korban, Ashmo, the Korban, his Asham Korban. Yeah, he is whatchamacallit, he is discharged. V'zeh zacha b'shalo. This one merits his. V'zeh shalo, shalo, and the other one merits his. So if he does in the right order, it's okay. If he does the money first and then the asham to those two people. Should we continue with the next Rashi there?
Yeah, the way that the Mishnah says it, if he did it like this, he's yotza, he's fulfilled his obligation, makes it sound like it's not really lechatchila to do it like that. And I'm just thinking, why is it not lechatchila to doing it like that? I think because lechatchila, the thing to do would be to give both the kesef and the asham to the same mishmeres. I think that's the, it shouldn't be, I think so. Okay, the Rashi doesn't make any reference to that. The main thing is that he did it in the right order, even though he may have brought it in a different, brought the kesef to one mishmeres and the asham to a different mishmeres, but at least he did the kesef before the asham, which is the correct order. Whereas if he does it the other way around, it's not the correct order. Okay. Okay. Now that's now it looks like we can go to the Gemora. The next Rashi is Im Kiyama Asham B'nei Yedaya. Oh no, that's also on the Mishnah.
That's also on the Mishnah. Okay, so Im Kiyam, that's if it exists, the Asham, Yakrivu B'nei Yedaya. And it offered the B'nai Yedaya, if it exists, then the Yediyah does offer it up. If it still is around. The continue because it's a penalty on Yichariv to return the Asham offering. This shall lo kedin. It's not proper that he did it. Avod b'nei, not proper. The din avod b'nei yacharev of the actions of b'nei yacharev. The kibul asham makami, because it received the asham originally at first. Mikami, he perceived the kesef, you did the money to you did. He switched the order, so to speak. Leica, there isn't the mikanes to do any kind of penalty. The mishmar in its watch, his tabili that he received it. He received it. Rabbi Yehuda the pligi of Bryce, and Rabbi Yehuda argues on the Bryce or in the Gemara, the Masnis and Moded, and the Mishnah agrees. He agrees with the Mishnah, but argues with the Bryce or in the Gemara.
Okay, we'll see that. So here Rashi's pointing out that if Yehoyariv did not do properly, the Mishmeres of Yehoyariv did not do properly. What was it that they did not do properly? Rashi says because they the kibel asham mikame kesef, they took the offering, the asham offering from the Goslin before receiving the kesef. So that was not proper. First, they have to say, "Where's the kesef?" Before they receive you have to give you have to give back the kesef. You have to give the kesef to the Kohanim before you make atonement with the Asham offering. So they did not do kedin in taking the Asham offering before the kesef was received. So therefore they are penalized, and if the korban if they didn't yet bring the korban, so then they have to give it up and return it to the next mishmerish. But Yedaya didn't do anything improper in accepting the money. That's what they got the kesef, and I guess they probably assumed that he's going to bring the Asham soon. They were not aware. They're not aware of the fact that Yehoyariv already got the Asham. So they're not remiss in their obligation in receiving the kesef. Okay. Okay, so now that's the Mishnah and the Rashi, and now we could go on to the Gemora. So we start with the Gemora. Yeah?
There's one more Rashi in the Mishnah.
Oh, nothing like Karen. Okay.
That he gave the principle.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you want to read that?
He gives the Karen, he gives the principle to the Kohanim.
Nothing like Karen, Kohanim.
Eina Chomesh, the Chomesh doesn't hold it back. Mela Hakri from offering et ha'ashem. If he gives the Karen, it does. It's not a problem about preventing giving the ocean. At lo natan adayim, but if he still hasn't given it yet, ul b'sof natan. At the end, he does give.
So he gave the Karen, but he did not give the Chumash. So that's not going to the Kohanim he could, the Goslin can give it the Asham now. He could give the Asham, and the Kohanim can be makriv the Asham, even though he has not yet given the Chumash. But Rashi does say, provided that in the end of the day he does give the Chumash, he got to do it. He's not. We don't just say, oh well, you didn't give the Chumash. Okay, so that's that. No, you got to give it. It just won't invalidate the korban if he didn't yet give it. But like the Mishnah says, if we're talking about Yehoyariv, that they accepted the korban improperly, and then they even brought it. It's no longer around. They brought the korban already. So the Goslin is, he's got a problem now. He's going to have to bring another korban. You're going to have to bring another korban. Because you can't bring the korban until you bring the money. The money is what allows the korban to be mechaper. But what we're saying over here is, as long as the Karen of the money was brought, even if the Chumash was not brought, it's not going to invalidate the korban. He'll still be able to bring the korban, and the korban will have its kapara. But Rashi says he does got to bring that Chumash. Okay. And now we go to the Gemora. Tanu Rabbonin, and we call upon Alan. to continue the reading for us on the Gemora, Tanu Rabbanan.
Alan, are you talking?
Oh, the red mic is, yeah, there he goes. Now we should be able to hear you.
They're working right outside the window. So I don't know if you can hear me. You hear all that noise?
No.
The drilling. All right, so what page are we on?
110A.
Okay.
And you start with the Gemara.
Okay, we'll try. All right. The Gemara cites a brisa which analyzes the verse dealing with the institution for robbery of a convert. Tana Rabbanan. Rabbis taught in a brisa. Asham Zeh Korban. When the verse states the Asham that is returned is for Shem, for the Kohen, the term Asham refers to the principle that he robbed. Zeh Chomesh, and the expression that is returned refers to the 1/5. Thus, the verse teaches that both the principal and the surcharge must be given to the Kohanim. O Elo or Sham Zeh Ayil, but perhaps it is not so. Rather, the term Asham refers to the ram atonement which Bava brings as his Asham offering. The Gemora interjects an explanation. And what practical
Very
difference
soft.
does it make
Hard to hear.
if the term Asham refers to the ram of the atonement rather than the principle? This interpretation would serve to include the dictum of Rava, the Amar Rava, for Rava said, Geza Hagar, Balavor, if the robber returns the robbed property of a convert to the Kohanim of the Mishnah at night, Lo Yotzar, he has not discharged his obligation, has zero Chatzoyon, Lo Yotzar, and returns it in halves, he has not discharged his obligation. Tamor, what is the reason? Hashem it is because the merciful one calls the payment in Asham. Hence, it is subject to the law of an Asham offering, which must be brought during the day and cannot be brought in halves. Yeah, Ralph's dictum is based on his understanding of the term Asham in this verse is referred to the principal amount of the robbery. If it actually refers to his offering, there is no basis for Ralph's dictum.
Okay. Oh,
So that's interesting. It must be brought during the day, and not even in halves.
well, this is an important principle in the laws of korbanos. The laws of korbanos are that all of the main blood services of the korban have to be done during the day, and mainly in other words, the animal has to be brought on the mizbeach, whatever parts are supposed to be brought on the mizbeach during the day, and also the the Zerikas Adam has to be done during the day. If it's done afterwards, it's invalid. So that's the din of a korban. So here, that's what this is unusual that we're understanding that the word asham, which generally applies to an asham korban offering, we're saying in the Gemora that it refers to the payment of the Karen, right? It's talking about the payment of the Karen. Yeah, it's referring to the payment of the Karen. Asham ze Karen. This that it says in the pasuk, asham is not referring to the korban asham. It's referring to the Karen that the Gazlan has to pay back what he stole. He's paying it to the Kohanim because the ger was already nifter. He can't give it back. But that giving back of the Karen is going to have a din like the bringing of a korban asham. That's why it says asham in the pasuk, and therefore, just like a korban asham has got to be brought during the day, at night you can't bring it. So too, we have an interesting halacha that the return of the Karen to the Kohanim is going to have a din that you also need to do it during the day. You can't fulfill your obligation to give Karen except during the day. At night, you didn't do anything. Hopefully, the Kohanim would give it back to you, I guess, and then you borrow. Now let's take a look. Now the Gemora questioned over here what the Bryce said, or maybe it's the Bryce itself is questioning what it says. Are we sure that the asham refers to the Karen? Maybe the asham really refers to the ayol, meaning that the ayol is the ram, which is the korban asham. That is the korban asham. What we said in the Mishnah, El HaKippurim, that was referring to the korban asham. There's only one korban over here that he needs to bring, and that is that's this ayol. So now the Bryce is saying, well, maybe the word asham in the pasuk is referring to the asham. And the Gemora says, "Lamai nafkamina." What's the difference whether it does or not? It's a big difference, because if you say the asham refers to the Karen, so then if you say it refers to the ayol, so then that'll be excluding the din of Rava. Okay. Now we have a Rashi's going to explain Lamai Nafkamina. So let's take a look at the Rashis over here from the beginning of the Gemora. O eno ela asham ze ayol.
No. O ena ela asham ayol, or is it that?
Yeah.
That it's a ram. Asham v'moshav, that the asham and the moshav, ze Karen means the Karen.
Right. In other words, we're going to switch around the interpretation of the words of the pasuk. We're going to say asham means a korban asham, meaning the ayol, the ram, which is the animal that's brought for the korban asham. And this is what it says in the pasuk, hamushav, that which is returned that'll be referring to not the Chumash, but that'll be referring to the Keren. That was what was stolen. That's what the Goslin stole, and the Keren is the return of that Keren that was stolen to the Kohanim. So the Gemara is saying maybe this is the correct interpretation of the words of the pasuk, not like the Brisa has originally stated. Right? The Brisa originally stated that when it says Asham in the pasuk, you have to take a look at the pasuk in Bamidbar to really appreciate what it is that the Gemara is saying over here. I think we took a look at this pasuk before. This is a pasuk in Bamidbar, Perik Hey, pasuk Ches. If you have, or maybe it's in we could just make do with what it says in the Torah over here. It quotes this pasuk, I believe. Yeah, it's the first pasuk in your Torah Or Shalem. The pasuk says, "V'im ein leish goel, lashiva ashim elov." So if there is no goel, meaning an inheritor over here, lahashiv ha'ashim elov, to give back the ashim to him. Ha'ashim hamushav lashem l'kohen. The ashim will be given back to Hashem, meaning to the Kohen. Novad el kippurim, and that is aside from the ram, asher yichaper bo alav, that he will bring to achieve his atonement with the bringing of the el kippurim. So this pasuk is used the word ashim over here in the beginning of the pasuk. It used the word hamushav lashem, ashim hamushav lashem, and the Gemara's the Bryce over is saying maybe this word that it says over here, ashim, is referring to the isle. It's not referring to the Keren like the Bryce said. Okay. And so if we would say that the ashim is referring to the isle, so then the word hamushav, that would be referring to the Keren, says Rashi. Okay, so anyway, the Gemara asks, "My daf gamina, what's the difference? Which word refers to which thing? We know we got to have Keren. He's got to give back. We know that he's got to give Chumash. We know he's got to bring a korban. We know all these. We all know these halachas. What's the difference whether we say that this word is the word to designate the Keren, and that word is the word to designate the ram? What's the difference? Let's see how Rashi explains what's the difference. Lamai nafkamin.
What in either case? Either way, try for in both of them. Kamar said, Tipuk lay bidel. Learn an outcome. Okay, midraba that we learn from Rava. Almost it says to Asha.
Sorry, the answer.
Rahmana Lakaran. That an asham is called by the pasuk as the Keren. Ma asham and the asham enu bobla does not come at night. Exceeds is written Yom Savoto, in the day that it's commanded. And the Enu Bo, and it's not doesn't come the Chatzon half in halves. Karen also doesn't come in halves.
Ah, okay. Rashi's brought another pasuk over here that the Gemora didn't bring. But Rashi's explaining the my nafkamina that the Gemara is asking why are you bothered? Which word means which thing? In any case, you got Travayu Ka'amar Kra. Both things are undoubtedly referred to in the pasuk. You got a reference in the pasuk either way. You explain the pasuk. You got a reference to the asham, and you got a reference to the Karen. Which word means Karen? Which word means asham? Who cares? I mean, of course we care because we want to know how to interpret the pasuk correctly. But when the Gemara asks my nafkamina, there's no the Gemara is asking, what's the halachic ramification of your objection? Maybe that word doesn't mean asham. Maybe that word means the ram. Maybe the word asham doesn't mean Karen. Maybe it means ram. Maybe it's referring to the ram. What's the difference in halacha? Is there going to be a halachic ramification to it? And the Gemara says, yeah, there is going to be. Lafuki Abaye. Rashi says that it'll come to the exclusion of the view of Rava. Rather, I didn't mean Abaye. I meant Rava. And then the Gemara says, and what does Rava say? Rava says that what we were talking about before, that this Karen payment has to be paid during the Brisa says, when it says asham, it's referring to the Karen payment. It's not referring to the ram. And so if we say, like the Brisa says, so then the Rava's din is understood. But if we're going to go with what the Brisa challenges and says, oh, maybe asham doesn't really mean Karen, it means the ram. So now we have no source for Rava. Then Rava's din will be dismissed, as they say, abgefragt. And then Rashi goes ahead and interesting. Rashi says the asham kare rachmana lekeren. That's what Rav is saying. Uma asham eino bo b'layla. And then Rashi says, I'll show just like an asham is not brought at night because it says b'yom tzavo. That's the pasuk. We have a source that the asham is not brought only during the day. So too, ve'eno bo lechatzoin, have Karen. It sounds like what Rashi is saying is the Karen part of the asham. That's why it's part of the asham offering to bring the Karen. That's why it's got to be done during the day. What does Rashi mean when he says "Eino bo lechatzoin"? It can't be brought halfway.
No, like in pieces, half amounts. You can't bring in pieces. That's been called waterhold.
You can't bring the asham in piecemeal.
No.
Yeah.
So to the Karen. Karen cannot be brought. Okay. Very good. Okay. 12:30.
Okay.
Everybody have a great day, a great week,
Okay.
a great
Thank you.
Rosh Chodesh. Bezrat Hashem. Suras Toivos, Yeshuos, Chomois, Refuos.
Amen.
All the best.
Okay, thank you.